Guys, we're live once again with a gentleman who's as cool as the other side of the pillow, the living legend, Coach Ronnie Shields.
Ventures proudly presents living legend and elite level trainer Ronnie Shields.
Oh, guys, happy Tuesday, everybody. Thank you for being here. And if it's Tuesday night at 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 Central, 5 Pacific, that means only one thing. We're visiting with one of the greatest to have ever done it, the incomparable Coach Ronnie Shields. Ronnie, how are you, brother?
Doing great, man. Doing great.
I tell you what, guys, and I could not do this without my gracious co-host, one of the hardest working men in this business, the big James Bell. How you doing, my friend?
Yo, what's going on? It's a good week here for boxing, busy week for boxing. Have a lot of cards scheduled, except for one. But we still got a lot to talk about.
Well, me, brother. Can you guys hear me okay? It looks like I'm breaking up a little bit.
Yeah, you broke up.
Okay. Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Yep.
Okay, very good. Something tells me that that's coming up on Fact or Fiction. Speaking of which, guys, let's just get right down to it, okay? We have a packed show. We're going to try to run a tight 60 if we can, so here we go.
Hey, we ain't ducking and dodging nobody. It's time for Fact or Fiction.
Thank you, Floyd. Appreciate it, brother. Appreciate it. Let's do number one, Big James.
All right. Keyshawn Davis versus Edwin De Los Santos will not happen because the Dominican fighter believes he's worth more than $200,000. Fact or fiction?
Oh, that could be a fact.
Oh, guys, this is going to be a common thread on this show. This is a deep dive into the business because it's going to be the good, bad, and the ugly about the boxing business on this episode. One of my favorite spaghetti westerns with the living legend Clint Eastwood is at the ripe old age of Don King, 93. So, but look, guys, this is bad. Now, Ronnie, how do you handle this? A guy's not a ticket seller. He didn't really put forth a scintillating performance for a world title last time he was on ESPN, and now he's being offered. Now, the rumor is it's ranged from 200 to maybe a little over 400. Should he be complaining about this, Ronnie?
No, because he gets the opportunity to fight for the world title. Why would you complain about that? If you're that confident in your abilities, then you would say, "Oh hell yeah, let me do this."
Now, let me ask you something though, Ronnie. Would you be saying that if you were training Edwin De Los Santos at this time?
Yes, I would be. If I was as confident as he should be in his abilities to win, then of course, if I trained him and I knew he was, I felt he was the better fighter, Of course, it's all about the opportunity to start making money. But
You know what, Coach? That's conventional wisdom, and that seems like common sense. So
yeah,
why isn't that more common in today's version of boxing?
because they don't have common sense.
Oh, ching yao, man! It's how long are we gonna have to go through this, Ronnie?
Oh, forever.
And once again, this guy's not a ticket seller, and he's complaining about his purse for an opportunity to fight on major TV. Yeah, for
Well,
more than what most people make in 2 years in this country.
yeah. But they try to squeeze as much as they possibly can. Now, they could be giving him a little more, just to get him to sign the contract, and so he'll probably squeeze a little bit more than 200. I'm sure.
I think you're right on the money, though, brother. I mean, this is an opportunity to become a world champion, to forever be etched in the annals of boxing history and network TV. And if you
Yeah,
win, future big paydays.
absolutely. Here's the thing, right? Fighters complain a lot about the money that they're making, but
Mhm.
they don't look at their numbers. Some of them
That's
don't look
it.
because they don't have numbers to look
Mm.
at. And you got to be grateful for what you get. But this is all about opportunity to
Yep.
get numbers now. To take the opportunity to get to fight for a world title. How many people can say they fought for a world title? Not many.
Woo.
It's
You're
you're
making too much
lucky.
sense, Ronnie.
You're lucky to get the chance, that opportunity, to get on the world stage, and to say no to that. Look, $200,000 is a lot of money. It's not, that money got to come from somewhere, you know, and not without even knowing the budget. You got to understand they got to put other
There
people
you
on the
go.
card too.
Yep. And you know
Mm-hmm.
what? It's more than what a lot of hardworking men and women in this country make in 5 years. And I
Absolutely.
mean hardworking men and women.
Yes, indeed.
So yeah, this makes no sense to me. And I, for one, Ronnie, am absolutely sick to death of it. James, your take, brother.
Like you were saying there, Joe, this is where you talk about the business of the sport and how bad things could be. Going from what is it a couple of weeks ago after I heard from an interview of Edwin De Los Santos through Mill City Boxing that I thought that the fight was all but done, and so I was
Yep.
myself prepped to be out there for Norfolk, Virginia for another fight card in Norfolk, Virginia, scheduled for June 7th, but now getting this report in reference to Edwin De Los Santos, rejecting the offer basically, and it was around saying up to $400,000 to $500,000. That's crazy because one, as I mentioned, it's going to be scheduled to be over at the Scope Arena, and it's going to be on like an ESPN card. And like y'all said, with a budget like that, you really can't do much if you have it slated for June 7th, saying it will be on ESPN, Scope Arena, and try to figure out what other fighters are going to be part of the card. So for Edwin De Los Santos, for him to reject that type of an offer is, really, really bad. Given that it will be his first fight back since he fought Shakur Nafisi Stevenson for the WBC belt, if I'm not mistaken. So,
Ah,
so with that being said, you're put right back in the mix for another world title. You didn't have to fight anybody else. You went through, what you went through as far as like dealing with the blood clot, on your leg. But
dude.
to be in this position to, as
Yes.
Money said, fight for a world title where a lot of fighters don't even get that opportunity, and you could pretty much mess that up because you don't accept the offer that they gave you. Yeah, that's something.
That's
Yeah,
insult to injury for
yeah,
everyone involved, and
yep.
coupled with the fact that he couldn't sell out my living room on a Saturday night.
Saturday night, and
Come on.
what I think within an hour I might get more on this, but that's from another source, but we'll see.
Yeah, guys. And look, like I said, we're just getting started. We're just getting started on this mess. Look, I'm so sick of this, man. To be honest, I'd rather be the head coach of the Houston Cougars right now. Did I just say that out loud? I'm sorry.
Oh, that's cold.
Like
Man.
I said,
Come
we're
on,
just
man.
getting started.
Oh,
Number
that's
2,
cold.
Big James.
All right.
Oh,
I already said the full name, so I'm gonna just go with Shakur, who will pull a Haney and relinquish his WBC 135-pound title after Matchroom wins the purse bid with a whopping $3 million total bid. Fact or fiction?
Oh, I don't know about this one. Oh, I'm gonna say fiction.
let's hope so. But you know what? The fact that he's already stated publicly, no, you know what? I'm not interested anymore, man. Turkey made me an offer and he gave me a number, and now he offered something way less than that. Well, you know what, brother? That's what happens when the last pay-per-view you're on tanks, and then you go on publicly and brag about it. Do you think it's a coincidence, Ronnie?
Oh yeah.
I mean, come on, dude. Look, and to all of those cats who have been trying to tell me that Turkey Al Sheikh doesn't care about making any money, brother Dominic, and His Excellency. Well, now you're talking, brother. That's an intro right there. Thank you for that, Dominic. But like you stated the other week, oh, Turkey Al Sheikh doesn't care about the money. Really? Then how would you explain this? And then also wrap your head around this one, brother. Why does he continuously put all of his events on pay-per-view if he doesn't care about money?
Absolutely.
So I'm sorry, dude. That's checkmate right there, in my opinion. But anyway, thank you for joining us, Dominic. We appreciate you being here, my friend. Ronnie, what is going on here? Now, look, I hope Shakur Stevenson doesn't relinquish his title. But after we just heard that, I can see him completely dropping his title. Now think about what his 75% is going to be, right? That's going to be what? Maybe 2 million?
At least.
2.1, 2.2?
Yeah.
Hold on. Question, Joe.
Yes, sir.
You got Shakur Stevenson as the WBC champion, but
Yep.
Isn't Zepeda the interim WBC champion?
Yes. So does that change the fraction?
Think of what changed the fraction.
Yeah, it would.
Uh-oh. Then guess what? He's not taking this fight. He's going to relinquish the title. That means he has a chance of maybe making only 1.7 million. Now listen to what I just said. Only 1.7 million, Ronnie.
Yeah.
Now, how much were champions making back in the 80s when you were fighting?
Oh, maybe $100,000. If that.
Yep. Guys, this has gotten way out of hand. QT, welcome to the show, sir. He says 55-45. That's what the bylaws state.
Mm-hmm.
Sounds good.
You know what? I'm bloody sick of this, man. And I'm even dropping an English slur right there, man. Bloody sick of this. Ronnie, what has to happen? Do we need the big reset to put these guys in check?
They gonna get the reset regardless. Because if he do give up the title, right? Is he going to quit boxing or is he going to come back? Then what? Is he going to be expecting more? No, you're not going to get more. You're going to get less because now you're not champion. Now you got to fight your way back up. Got to fight your way back up there now, and the purchase is not going to be there. And these guys just think because this guy has money that he's throwing around money. Why don't he throw a few more my way? No, it don't work that way. Sooner or later, the reality has to set in that, okay, these guys not in it to lose money. This is a business. They in it to make money. Because they give some people outrageous purses. Yes, they do. But, these people are not in the business to lose money. This is not why they doing this.
That's it. And look, this is what happens in Turkey Al-Sheikh. I don't feel bad for him. He painted himself into this corner.
Oh,
What
he
happens
did.
when you pay out inflated purses? This is what you get.
Yep.
This is what you get, especially when you pay inflated purses. The guys who aren't huge ticket sellers, and you pay them triple and quadruple their market value.
But one other thing, right? Matchroom won the purse bid of $3 million. Matchroom is his promoter. If they wanted him to make more money, then they should have bid him more.
See, that's it. That's what I'm saying. And once again, they bid that for no, it was Top Rank that bid the Haney one, didn't they?
For that Haney versus at the time Santa
Yeah.
Martin, it was Top Rank that won that bid.
Right.
That's right. And how much did Haney or a Matchroom bid for Ennis versus what it's not
Stanionis?
No, not Stanionis.
Was it
The first
Chicago?
fight he had with Matchroom. Or is it
Oh,
Hurricane? What's his name?
Avanesian. I don't think they did a bid for that.
Avanesian? Or was it Karen Chikatsian?
It was Chikadzian, I think, was the mandatory.
That's right.
one.
That's right.
I forgot
That's
what the
right.
bid
That was the mandatory, and that's when it was on first bid or purse bid. And didn't Matchroom lose that?
No.
Oh, okay.
No,
Gosh,
they
I don't know.
never
I'm
did that.
confused. This entire ordeal, though, is really, really gotten out of hand, guys. And like I said, I wish this were the last of the controversy and the money quandary. But this is what happens when you pay out inflated purses in boxing, guys.
Ooh.
And look, now, Ronnie.
Yep.
Now, when you look at a fight potentially against William Zepeda,
Yep.
no matter the money, wouldn't you just take this fight because it's going to make you look like gold?
Oh,
Now,
no
based
doubt.
on Zepeda's last performance, wouldn't you say Shakur should just for sure jump on this? It's going to increase his market value.
Absolutely. Absolutely, you should jump on it.
So, in your opinion, does Zepeda even have a chance here?
I didn't hear the last part.
I said, in your opinion, does Zepeda even have a chance here?
No, I don't think so. I really don't believe he does. You know, I think Shakur is the better fighter, number one. But, you know, these guys have to understand how. I don't even think they know how purse bids work. You know, he's because you got to understand if Turkey offered so much money, then it shouldn't have been a purse bid, right? If Turkey went straight to the promoter and say, "Here's what I'm going to give you," then what you need a purse bid for?
Well,
That's it.
It's an interesting situation right now because you had, Shakur Stevenson saying what he said about Turkey, but then he's like, Oscar, go to boy, let's work something out. I really want to fight. I really want to make the fight. Well, okay. You still got about 30 days until the first bid takes place, scheduled for May 6th. And unless if the WBC favors your side in a split for that purse bid, you want to go ahead and make that deal happen. But I think the issue was that he got paid $5 million for fighting on February 22nd, regardless of who the opponent was.
Josh Hadley.
And by having that set to him his market value. And that's why we had this question of him being similar to a Devin Haney, because they think they are a lot more than what they're actually worth.
Right.
Yeah, let's see. He's been hanging out with Terrence Crawford a little too long, guys. Let's just put it that way. Okay, let's move on, guys. Jeez. And here comes the third big money quandary. 3A, Big James.
Here we go. Dimitri Bivol turned down $8 million to defend his undisputed 170-pound Crown against David Benavidez, stating it wasn't a serious offer. Fact or fiction?
Wow, I didn't hear this, so I don't know.
Yep.
But
Mauricio, it was confirmed by Mauricio Suleiman. He turned
Right.
down 8 million rock to fight David Benavidez.
wow, that's a lot
Yeah.
of money to turn down.
Yeah.
No
So
matter
is
who you're
so is
fighting.
so is a million. So is 500,000. This is getting out of hand, Ronnie.
Yeah, this is crazy.
And once
know.
again, I'm going to point this out. Dimitri Bivol, in what city is he a ticket seller?
Yeah, he's not.
Exactly.
He's not.
Oh
And
my word.
I can't believe this guy to turn down this kind of money. This is unheard of. I don't know
They
what they
need to
think
ride the pine, Ronnie. They need
Oh,
to
they
sit
do.
their ass down and let someone else take that slot who's hungry and wants to fight.
Yep,
Wants the
Absolutely.
opportunity.
absolutely.
I hate to say this, Ronnie, but Dana White's plan is looking very, very enticing right now for fans.
Yeah,
Sit your ass down and let the hungry young fighters who want the opportunity get in there and trade hard leather. That's all. Like, as fans, we don't want to hear this crap. Why are we hearing this crap? Why are fans being subjected to this?
Yeah, after a while, man, fans gonna say, you know what? They're gonna turn the TV off. Then fighters are not gonna be making anything.
That's like going into your restaurant and trying to order a filet, and the cook comes out and says, you know what? All we have is this sirloin because the fillets now they want too much. They want too much money, and yeah, man, it's like, dude, you don't want to hear that. This is a pastime. This is entertainment. This is almost like the equivalent of the MLB strike in baseball.
Yeah.
That's how potentially damaging it is to the sport. No, we're not finished, guys. 3B.
So I'll have my take on that other one later. Canelo Alvarez was laughing his arse off when Dimitri Bivol relinquished his title to David Benavidez while saying, "Get the fuck out of here, man. Get out of here." Back to fiction.
No, James, we really
Oh,
want to
I'm-
hear your take. Go ahead, brother.
Oh, on the thing there with Dimitri Bivol, I guess it's part of that quote unquote war between the WBC and Turkey Al Sheikh. That happened the instant the WBC placed that order. So it's a whole back and forth between the WBC and Turkey Al Sheikh. And so Turkey Al Sheikh is saying, "Hey, Dimitri Bivol, hey, we got another $10 million over here. So are you gonna take 8 million or 10 million?"
Oh my gosh. This is and once again, Turkey Al Sheikh is digging his own grave in this business. It's like he's wondering, scratching his head why he's losing bleeding millions. And then he's pulling this crap. Ching out, guys. Look. Yeah. Hey, we've got a non-money question or factor fiction coming up. Hey, how about that, guys? Number 4, Big James.
Sharon Busenis is correct when he states Bud should take a tune-up at 160 pounds before Canelo in September to get accustomed to the extra weight. Fact or fiction?
Fiction.
Oh, wow. Let's hear it, Ronnie.
Well, look, you do that in the gym anyway. You spar with heavier guys, like he's probably been doing for the last 10 years. Spar with heavier guys.
Mm-hmm.
This is not nothing new in the gym, man. This is nothing new, And to risk taking a fight and lose a big fight like Canelo fight. Crawford is out there making history.
Yep.
He's not out there trying to prove anything else. He wants to make history. So when you're trying to make history, these are things you have to do. He's been sparring with bigger guys his whole career. So this is nothing new to him. He's sparring with bigger, stronger guys all the time. So this is nothing new. So what's going to be different? Nothing is going to be different. He's not going to find another guy with a style like Canelo Alvarez. To take a tune-up fight for what? Why would he want to do that? It doesn't make sense. Suppose he gets hurt, then what? Then you lose
Exactly.
out. Crawford is after history. So when you after history, you have to go and you have to do it at the time when you feel is right. He feels September or whenever it is the right time for him. So this is when he has to do it. Look, he's been preparing for this his whole career. He ain't just been preparing for this fight. He wants to make history. And when you get to a certain point in your career, you don't want to take nothing but big fights. So Crawford has never backed down from anybody. So why should he do it with Canelo to take a tune-up at 160 pounds? For what? What is that going to do for him? Canelo is 168 pounds. By the time they get in the ring, he's going to be 180 pounds. What is a 160-pound fighter going to do for him? Nothing. So he's doing the right thing by taking Canelo right now. And trust me, he's taking him at a great time.
Tell you what, I don't have anything to add to that. Do you, James?
With Terrence Crawford, over the course of his professional career, or for the majority of his professional career, one of the fighters that he's trained with has been a close friend of his, and that is Steven Nelson, who has campaigned at the 175-pound division for a long time. You also have there in the camp of B&B, Lester Martinez.
Yep.
Of course, he recently got his win over Joe Sean James. So those are like two examples of fighters that Terrence Crawford has worked with over at B&B Boxing Academy, or over in Las Vegas where they train at times. So he's definitely worked himself to be comfortable around the weight that he wants to be at for his upcoming bout against Canelo Alvarez. So having a fight in the interim right now really doesn't make much sense, because if it hasn't happened by now, what's the point?
That's it, guys. That's it. Very well said. Couldn't have done it any better. Number 5, Big James.
All right. Jermall Charlo will slap Caleb Plant at the first press conference for their double headliner on May 31st. Fact or fiction?
Woo! I'm going to say fiction.
Oh,
you hope it's fiction. Woo! But come on now. I'm sure he still remembers the last time he ran into him.
Yeah, but he fights somebody different now, so.
Okay.
They both are, so it don't make sense.
I think for preventative purposes, they're probably going to hold a press conference with them separately. So you're going to have Jermall Charlo and then Thomas Lamana, and then after that's done, then I'll Caleb Plant.
Well, so this is official now, then, Ronnie. No more Berlanga talk.
I guess not for Plant. Yeah, I guess it's official from what I understand.
Yep, that's what they sent me the blast. So yep.
Yeah, I got the press release also. I'm just it sounds a little funny. I'm like, I don't know, man. Guys, let's take a little break from this, okay? You want to take a little break from this? Let's do this instead, guys, okay?
It's time for the BoxingSource.net Rapid Fire Q&A.
All right, Rapid Fire Q&A, Boxing Source. Here we go.
All right, here we go. Better R&B act, the Gap Band or Daz Band?
Gap Band.
Wow, I agree, Ronnie. I wholeheartedly agree, brother. Hold on, here we go.
A better burger, Whataburger or In-N-Out?
Whataburger.
Yes, sir. Woo!
Better boxing movie, Raging Bull or Cinderella Man?
Raging Bull.
Oh, Martin Scorsese. I love it. Number 4, brother.
Greater talent, Rick James or Prince?
Oh, my God. That's a close one, but I'm going to have to say Prince.
Oh, first one, I disagree with you, Ronnie. Woo! Rick James from Buffalo, New York. Oh, my gosh. All right. Well, no one's perfect there, Ronnie. No, I'm sorry. Number 5, brother.
Smoother ride, Lincoln Town Car or the Cadillac CTS?
Lincoln Town Car.
You know what? I wholeheartedly agree with that one too, man. Wow, dude. That's, is there a smoother ride than a Lincoln Town Car?
Not at all.
There it is. There it is. Number 6, Ronnie.
All right, better place for the grandkids: Rainforest Cafe in Katy, Texas, or the Aquarium Restaurant Park in downtown.
Rainforest Cafe in Katy.
I love the Katy Mills Mall. That's probably one of the nicest malls in the entire country. Absolutely love it. And yes, that Rainforest Cafe is the very best in the entire country. There it is. Number 7, brother. Uh-oh.
Better quarterback: Danny White or Dak Prescott?
Gotta go with my main man, Dak.
Oh.
Oh,
Damn, say it ain't so, Ronnie.
Gotta
Say
go
it
with
ain't
Dak,
so.
man. Gotta go with Dak.
oh Lord.
That's it. I changed mine. The Jazz Band is better than the Gap Band, brother. Here we go. Here we go. You earned this one, brother. Number 8.
Better Houston team: the Astros or the Rockets?
Oh my God, I'm about to say the Rockets.
Notice I didn't say the Cougars. Yes,
I know
said
you
it. Yeah.
didn't.
Oh, dude, I would agree. The Rockets, man. Ugh. With
No doubt.
Akeem the Dream. Come on now.
Absolutely.
Number 9, Ronnie.
Better Fight City: Houston or San Antonio?
Oh, I gotta say San Antonio.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Thank you. Oh, now here are my favorites right here. Number 10, Ronnie.
Harder puncher: Paulie Malignaggi or Corey
Oh,
Spinks?
shit. Wow. Wow.
Woo!
Oh my God. That's a toss up right there.
Hey, can we throw Paul Spatafore in there also?
Hold on. Let me throw a toss. Heads for Malignaggi, tails for Corey Spinks. Corey Spinks.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what? I think you got it right. Now, here we go. Bonus question, Ronnie.
Harder puncher: George
Oh.
Foreman or Ernie Shavers?
Oh my God. Man, Shavers is woof.
Yep.
Yeah, I would have to say Ernie Shavers, man.
Wow. And there it is. You just survived, brother.
It's time for the BoxingSource.net Rapid Fire Q&A.
Guys, if you haven't already, please go bookmark the BoxingSource.net for all the latest content and the rumor mill penned by J.R. Bell. Thank you, J.R. That was great, man.
Yep.
And I wholeheartedly disagree, Ronnie. Danny White, number 11.
Yeah.
Come on now, man. Dude.
I don't know, man. Danny White was okay.
You know what? I think Dak Prescott is a little closer to Gary Hogaboom. No, I'm kidding, brother. I'm kidding. More Dandy Don. Dandy Don, maybe?
Yeah, I agree.
Oh, Chingal. G Funky's answers were the Gap Band and Rick James. See? Well, look, man. Prince was a bad dude, man.
He was.
Yeah, but they're both just amazing generational talents.
No doubt.
Yeah. You know, we have to do that every week. That was fun, man.
Yeah, that was good. I like that one.
Yeah. Let's go back to well, look. We didn't get Ronnie's thoughts on Benavidez. What did you think? And you know what? And I've been hearing a lot of criticism towards Benavidez and Samson Lukowicz and PBC for trying to make this happen, as well as Mauricio Suleiman. But what is David Benavidez supposed to do?
Yeah, he's the fighter, man. I mean, look, he's ranked high. He's the mandatory, and if he was the champion and Bivol was doing the same thing that he's doing, if the shoe was on the other foot rather, then Benavidez would be, people would be saying, oh, well, he should fight him, blah, 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 this and that, so it's the same thing. But,
Yep.
I think Benavidez, he has to, because he's a fighter, he has to say, look, I offered to fight these guys. They didn't want to fight, so the WBC stripped him. It's not Benavidez' fault that the WBC stripped him because he didn't want to fight Benavidez. So what can you do?
Yeah, guys, what can you do? And you know what? I really miss the days where they would make you fight for the vacant title against the next best guy.
Yes.
And it's
Yes.
sad that no one is doing that any longer.
And to me, it doesn't make sense that they do it that way. But, still, he's, maybe they'll let him fight the number one contender, whoever that may be, or, he gets to fight who he wants to in the first one, and then the second one, he has to fight the mandatory. But, if you go do mandatories, you got to do them, you got to do them off, especially in a case like this. This would have been great for whoever the number one guy is, for Benavidez to fight for the world title. That makes more sense than to say, hey, go give it to you on a silver
I
platter.
don't.
Here it is.
I'm gonna see if I could look this up for Benavidez. They had Turbiev currently rated there at number one, but number two in the WBC currently is David Morrell. So got David Morrell, you got Albert Ramirez too. So maybe Benavidez faces Albert Ramirez or something like that.
Honestly, man, I would love to see that fight. The Venezuelan southpaw.
Yeah.
He ended 20-0 with 17 knockouts.
17 knockouts. So the WBC should be having their new rankings coming out here in the next couple of days or so. So you might see a little bit of a shift to that. But yeah, it's going to be an interesting situation there because I think later on down the line, Benavidez will fight one of those two in Beterbiev or Bivol. I don't know. Well, if they're going to fight in October, it'll be 2026. So have a fight there, and in the meantime, and then wait for the winner for Undisputed.
Yeah, in the interim, guys, chill out and quit bagging on David Benavidez and his team. What would you do in that situation? Okay? Just chill out, guys. It's just a pastime. Number 6, Big James.
Tim Tszyu fought as nervous as a hooker in church this past weekend. And far away from anyone in the top 20 at 154 pounds until 2026. Fact or fiction?
I'm going to say fiction.
Ooh.
Look, man, Tim Tszyu is a fighter, man. No matter how you look at it. This kid, he loses, then he comes back. And Joey Spencer wasn't the top 154 pounder out there, but he was a live body. And you got to give Tim Tszyu a lot of credit for taking a fight like that. I do. I give him a lot of credit because, Joey Spencer, although he's not a world beater, he's still a live body. And and Tim Tszyu agreed to fight him. So, I think you got to give Tim Tszyu a lot of credit for that. Now who he fights next, look, he's, this guy haven't turned away from anybody. So,
yep.
I wouldn't
even when he should have.
Yeah. And I wouldn't give him a hard time because, if anybody's fighting anybody, it's Tim Tszyu. He's doing what fighters are supposed to do, fighting the best fighters that's out there. And this is what he's doing. So, to me, I think he's on the right track right now.
So, who wins at this time, Coach? One-time Keith Thurman or Tim Tszyu?
I'm gonna say Tim Tszyu.
Ooh, sign it up, guys. Sign it up. Let's see that fight next.
I do. I think it's a great fight, and it
I
should
think
be
it's an all-action fight.
Absolutely. You can't take away from Thurman. Thurman is a good fighter. He's strong, but I think Tim Tszyu, is the younger fighter. But in my opinion, he's the better fighter.
There it is. Speaking of action fighters, number 7, Big James.
Richard Torres Jr. needs to learn how to fight behind a high guard before taking on any of the behemoths in the top 10. Fact or fiction?
Oh, that's definitely a fact. That's definitely a fact.
Oh, jeez.
Everybody he hits is not going to lay down.
Mhm.
He's going to have to learn that, some of these fighters are going to take you the distance. Number one. Number two, some of these guys aren't going to be afraid, and he's just going to have to. It's going to be a good lesson for him that he's going to learn in this sport.
There it is. There it is. I tell you what, it was a sloppy but fun fight to watch this past Saturday on ESPN. Speaking of sloppy but fun fights to watch,
Richard Torres versus Jared Anderson. Who wins?
no. Here it is, right here. Oh, wait a minute. What did you say, James?
I said Richard Torres versus Jared Anderson. Who wins?
Jared Anderson.
Are you sure about that, Ronnie?
I'm sure. Sure.
Good. That's good enough for me. The living legend has spoken. Number 8, guys.
Joe Joyce had changed his ring moniker from the Juggernaut to the Sloth after his past Saturday's loss in Manchester, England. Fact or fiction?
Well, that's a fact.
Oh, boy.
Man. I mean, that style he has, man, that has to be the craziest style I've ever seen in boxing. I mean, it don't look like he can punch the way he throw punches.
Mm-hmm.
He has a great chin, though. You got to give it to him. He has a really good chin, but his style is just so unorthodox. He's just. I mean,
You're
he's
being
all over
nice,
the place.
Ronnie.
Yeah, he's all over the place, man. He
Yeah.
looked terrible.
Yep.
Oh,
yeah. Let's
terrible,
see.
terrible, and really bad.
Yeah.
Oh, did you hear what Charles Barkley said about the women in San Antonio again last night?
Well, I can't say it.
I know. Chihuahua, man. Jeez, dude.
Man, them San Antonio women, boy.
That's pretty good, James. Number 9, Big James.
Richard Hitchens versus George Kambosos. On June 14th will look like a third fight with Devin Haney. Fact or fiction?
That could be a fact.
I think he should change his ring moniker to that.
Yeah.
Cambozo. Ching Yao. Look, what I want to know is how many opportunities for a belt is this guy going to get?
Hey, I think George Kambosos has them stories that like you were a whistleblower or something like that at work. He probably has those and is holding them over like Eddie Hearn and some of these other promoters because ain't no way he should be getting these chances like this, man.
No, that guy, he gets some chances, man. Wow. And that's what I'm saying. Why he gets so many chances when all these other guys are in line?
Yep.
And then they skip right over these guys, and there go Kambosos again.
Yep.
Wow.
Now, no. You know what? I'm going to call him this. I'm going to call his name this way from now on. Ching Yao, man. And look, dude, no disrespect, but come on. There's a reason. There's a reason why this fight is being held now at MSG. Because his ticket sales were so bad for his last fight in Australia.
Yeah.
That they're like, you know what? He's not a ticket seller even in his own home country any longer. Yeah. Come on, guys.
He's going to be at the theater at Madison Square Garden because
oh, jeez.
They put it in the big room? Oh, no.
Whew.
Wait a minute. No, I saw the schedule. It said Madison Square Garden.
Uh-oh.
Not the Hulu Theater.
Uh-oh.
Trust me, they gonna put the theater in there some kind of way.
Better be.
Number
settle a bet for us there, Ronnie. Number 10, James.
Here we go. Jerron Boots Ennis will be weight drained and put forth a flat performance against Stanionis this Saturday, losing his IBF title to the Lithuanian via split decision. Fact or fiction?
I'm gonna say fiction.
Yeah.
What? Wait a minute. No. You mean fiction that it's going to be a unanimous decision, don't you?
I mean fiction that he's going to win.
Jerron is going to win?
Yeah, I think Jerron is going to win. I know Stanionis very, very well. I've trained this guy. Love this guy, man. He's a really good human being. But the style matchup, to me, doesn't favor him. You know, he's got that come forward, and he's going to bring it like he always does. You know, this guy's a real fighter, and he brings it. But I think Boots going to outsmart him.
You think he's too athletically gifted, has too much in the toolbox?
Absolutely.
All right. I'll send
That's
you
what
your.
he's talking about. That's why he's MVP. That's why he's the
All right. Very funny, Big James. All right. I love it. No, here comes another business question, Ronnie. Number 11.
Deontay Wilder versus Tyrell Herndon will get scrapped because promoter ICS Mania will not have the funds to pay both fighters. Fact or fiction?
I'm gonna say fiction.
I hope so.
Before, they have to have that all set before you start talking about a fight and before you make a fight. The funds has to already be in place. You can't just go
Has
out.
to already be an escrow. Yeah.
Yeah, it has to be. So,
Hey, James, who was the promoter that Brian Mendoza was fighting with that they just had to scrap his Albuquerque show?
That is ICS, if I'm not mistaken.
Uh-oh. And why was it scrapped?
Because they didn't have the money for a lot of the fighters involved in the fight.
Oh, dude, Tapia Promotions just pulled all of their fighters out. Brian Mendoza just announced that it was scrapped. Ronnie, can we say Mashad Muhammad again?
Yeah, you can.
Oh, I'm sorry, it's Murad Muhammad, right?
Murad.
That's right, Murad Muhammad.
Yeah, Murad.
Oh, geez, you know that name pretty well.
Oh, I know it very well.
Yeah. Would you like to explain who Murad Muhammad was?
Oh, yeah. Well, he wanted to be like Don King.
Uh-oh.
He did. He wanted to be a Don King.
With no money.
With no money. And everything he touched dove down to the ground.
Yep.
It sounds like it still is. So,
yep.
Yeah. So, I'm going to say on Deontay Wilder and Tara Herndon, if Murad Muhammad has something to do with this, it's a fact.
I love it, Ronnie, man. I love Tuesdays, guys. Number 12. Here's another business question, Ronnie.
Here we go. Naoya Inoue versus Ramon Cardenas will be rescheduled and moved to Tokyo, Japan due to horrid ticket sales in Las Vegas. Fact or fiction?
Wow, that could be a fact because nobody knows Inoue here as much or Cardenas, to tell you the truth. So yeah, I mean, I don't know why they, I think Top Rank was trying to get him known here in the States. But, sometimes, with the smaller guys, it's really difficult to promote these guys in the States. Because, a lot of people don't like the smaller guys. And I always say this, I don't know why. Because to me, they're the most exciting fighters. But people won't get behind them. And so for Inoue to be as good as he is, I mean, this guy can really fight. And, he's such an exciting fighter also. But people won't, I don't think people in Vegas will go see him because most of them have never heard of him. So they don't care to go and support something that they don't know about, someone they don't know about. So, and I think they should take it and put it in Japan.
There it is, guys. I think Ronnie has the beat. From what I was told, they haven't even sold 2,000 tickets yet, Ronnie, at the T-Mobile Arena, which seats 22,000.
Yeah, that's not good. So either Top Rank has to go to a smaller venue Or
Yeah.
they have to just say, look, man, we got to go to Japan. We have to do it, because this
Yep.
kid is such a great fighter, man. He doesn't deserve that, being as good as he is, and, it's Top Wings called, Bob, Bob been around a long time, and for sponsors and stuff like that
Yep.
to want to put up money for this and then nobody shows up. That's not going to be good.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Not good, guys. Ronnie, dare I say, Top Rank, you think the end is near for Top Rank?
Well,
Because I look, Ronnie, I don't remember Top Rank making these kinds of miscalculations before.
Yep.
Right. No, and I've never known them to do that either. But, but obviously people are not familiar with Inoue, and it's a shame because, he's one of the best fighters in the sport. And for the ticket sales to be the way they are, it's unbelievable that, really real boxing fans are on snatching these tickets up, So, but, the thing about it is, I was hoping Taiwan puts come out soon and say that they have a deal in the works. I know they're talking about doing something with PBC, and I've been hearing about that. So we're gonna have to wait and see what happens.
Yeah.
Yeah, guys, I don't like this at all. I don't like this at all. This is I never thought I'd ever see this, but it's pretty obvious now that Bob Arum is not steering the ship at Top Rank.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I really don't know what else to say. James, do you have anything else on that? Because I'm at a loss, brother.
Look, why in the world would you have this guy fighting in this T-Mobile Arena? We got a bunch of other venues here. We got the Virgin Hotels. We got MGM. We got Mandalay Bay. We could have used those. It would have been less money. But no.
Oh, Chingao, guys. Okay. We need to settle this now, guys. We're going to end this on a light note because this has been really perplexing and, well, pretty irritating for me talking about the business. And I'm always about the business, but I am up to my eyebrows in inflated purses and prima donna fighters. So, guys, we're going to end it on another rapid fire Q&A. Here we go, Ronnie.
Better R&B act, Heat Wave or Brothers Johnson?
I'm gonna say the Brothers Johnson.
Hell yes. That bass player was fire. Woo! Number 2, brother.
Better fried chicken, Churches or Popeyes?
Popeyes.
Yes. Woo! Red beans and rice, baby. Oh, God. Yeah. Guys, I'm sorry. This really took the air out of my sails, man. Talking about just looking at all of the fighters who are either turning down millions of dollars, turning down title opportunities, promoters not paying the fighters. This is not good. This is not good, Ronnie. I tell you what, I can't wait till they announce James' big news, PBC merging with ProBox. Yes. Is that going to be the shot in the arm that America needs, Ronnie?
Could be.
Have you heard any more on that, Ronnie?
I haven't heard anything yet. Nothing at all. So, but you know what? The thing about it is, if that was to happen, I think we'll probably get more fights.
Yes, indeed. I think we would definitely get more fights. Oh, tell you what, our brother G Funky says this. Lewis Johnson on bass. Yes, one of the best studio musicians ever. Ronnie's got good taste. Wait a minute. Isn't it Throwback Thursday at the gym, Ronnie?
Always, every Thursday.
Woo! I tell you what, when last time I went to Throwback Thursday at Ronnie's gym, I heard Cameo on the stereo.
Yes, you did.
Cameo, guys. Woo! Oh, dude, candy and word up, baby. Come on now.
Word
Tell
up.
you what, Ronnie, you've got good taste, man. You know what? I think I might take us home with your old theme song, man. And El DeBarge, I like it. What do you think, brother?
Let's do it.
Yeah. James, do you have any parting shots for our listening audience, sir?
Nope. You just look forward to the weekend's fights and just look forward to the next episode of Real Boxing with Coach Ronnie Shields.
Wait, before we let you go, Ronnie, I know you favor Duran Boots Anderson, but should he be listed as a 7-1 betting favorite against
No,
Amonte Stanionis?
Oh, absolutely not. I think this is going to be a really good fight, a close fight. But fighting in Atlantic City, I can't see Boots losing a close fight.
And there it is. There it is. Very well said, brother. Your parting shots for our listening audience tonight, brother.
As always, you can follow me on Instagram at official Ronnie Shields.
Guys, and I'm Joseph Heron on behalf of the great J.R. Bell and the living legend, Ronnie Shields. You've been listening to World Week Boxing. Have a great evening, everybody.
I've been thinking about you for quite a while. You're on my mind every day and every night. My every thought is you. The things you do seem so satisfying to me. I must confess it, girl. And I like it. You send chills up my spine every time I take one look at you.
FightSaga.com presents Real Boxing with legendary fight trainer Ronnie Shields.